Hi, welcome back to On the Volley, where we talk about all things football. But as you all know by now, I talk about Celtic. We're here in the centre of Rome, outside the Finnegan's Irish pub, the Celtic pub in Rome. And I'm back with Scottish Mike, and we've just watched Celtic smash Hearts 4-1. So,
well,
Mike, what do you think about the game?
Well, I mean, first thing to say is the league's won. I mean, that's it. Yeah. I mean, we're now 22 goals ahead. You know, we have to lose every game by a couple of goals. We just have to win 5-6-0 every game. So the league's won. So, you know, it's kind of weird though, because bar was quite quiet. I've not seen a great deal of celebration, so it doesn't feel super celebratory.
Yeah,
but it's done, you know.
Yeah, the bar was quiet due to the fact that the main Celtic supporters, like Patrick, is in Ireland. Frank is probably in the Vatican doing whatever he's doing. We know he's going to be ordained in July, so it must be really busy at the moment. And we don't have that many Celtic supporters, as tourists in Rome at the moment. There were a few inside there. I did ask a couple of the Celtic supporters if they wanted to be interviewed,
but they were shy.
I wouldn't say they were shy.
There's a shy one here off camera, you know.
No, I wouldn't say they were shy, but I just say, some people do like to be interviewed, some don't, Don't listen to this guy. He comes out with some shy at times, I apologise for him, seriously. Anyway, let's get back to the game now.
Right.
Yeah, the league, is won.
Yes, absolutely, definitely won.
There's no way, even if we were to lose 2 games and they were to win their next 2, well, they have to win the next one.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Still to go for them, So
the goal difference is practically impossible to recuperate. So as far as I'm concerned, we've won the league. We've won the double.
And it's weird. I feel like I should be celebrating more. I feel I should be. I don't know. Yeah, but look, that's it. It's a strangely anticlimactic. I don't know why. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Look, Celtic played really well today in the end. It was a dodgy start, to go a goal down in 6 minutes or something,
3 minutes, I think,
3 minutes. I mean, you could not have started any worse, But I mean, fair play to them from then on. They came into the game and they dominated it, and they could have scored a lot more, So I think we can be extremely happy because Hearts have had a great season. They're in the 3rd place, they're in the Scottish Cup final. And we went out there and we beat them 4-1. And, again, we could have scored more. We had one chalked off for offside. But if we want to talk about the goals, again, I think Jota was outstanding again. He's really come on to form, Maeda, he's always there. He's always in the right place. Kyogo, it was like a goal that he bumbled over the line. But again, he was there. He was running. He was fighting. It was super nice to see Turnbull back because, what we did during the week is we filmed a video to talk about the Old Firm game, and we hadn't turned the microphone on. So we made all these predictions. We predicted 4-1 for Celtic. We predicted the order of the scorers. We predicted everything absolutely correctly. But unfortunately, there's no proof of it because there was no sound. So sorry.
A bloody 29-minute video.
I know. And it was a thing of beauty. It was a work of art. Unfortunately, it's one of these great lost masterpieces that will, maybe it'll emerge in 30 years when we're dead, be worth millions,
I wouldn't go that far. And if it was to emerge, it'd be without any sound, so,
Well, that's true, but that makes it even more, precious, Sharky, because nobody actually needs to hear our bullshit. So.
No, but if you're a lip reader...
there we go, it's a niche market.
Yeah.
So we start a new podcast for lip reading Celtic fans.
Listen, look, the bottom line is, I actually predicted, and I put a couple of quid on Celtic to win the first half, 2 goals or more, and it came in. So when we were 1-0 down, I wasn't really worried, because we start off slowly. We have been starting off slowly recently, but we always come back into play. And we did it today, and we, went in at the end of the first half 2-1 up. I also had a couple of quid on Celtic to score 4 goals or more, and I had a feeling that was going to happen. So, I mean, I was not nervous at all.
Right, okay. No, I mean, look, when the goal went in, I was a wee bit nervous, but I guess within 5 or 10 minutes I started to relax because I could see that Celtic were going to dominate this game. They weren't playing badly at all. They shipped a goal, but you could see they had goals in them. They were moving the ball well, Jota was making a lot of progress, Maeda was making a lot of progress. They were starting to carve out chances, you know. And when the goal came, again, it was lovely. It was super simple, you know. It was like Jota again, like really just, you know, like he makes the right decisions all the time.
Yeah.
He's one of, you have these flair players who just get a bit too carried away and try to beat too many people. Jota's not one of those guys. He beats his man and then he plays the ball, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, like again, he's been in the last 4 or 5 games. He's been outstanding, you know. And I really hope, I don't know what the status is on a deal for him. I hope he wants to stay, and obviously having Champions League football now, that'd be great. So I hope he stays, because he will be, you know, he's worth the 6-7 million. I mean, he's worth 3 times that, you know.
The new manager of Benfica, I can't remember the guy's name, apparently has given his blessing for Jota to stay at Celtic. Right. So we have the opportunity. So
it's up to the boy himself, whether he wants to sign on, you know. And it'd be a full knock to Champions League football. Group stage is guaranteed next year. You could be playing Real Madrid, you could be playing Liverpool, you know.
From what I understand, he loves it at Celtic.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm quite confident that, you know, we'll get at least a 2, maybe 3-year contract.
Right.
You know, I reckon he'll sign for that.
I hope so.
So I mean, you know, that's good. It'll be great for us, because we need players like Jota. I know they were looking at, is it Solbakken? I can't pronounce.
Yeah, there's been a few players linked recently as well, you know. But like, you know, like what I like about Ange, he just keeps his mouth shut until something's done, you know. Yeah. So like, media can talk, we can be linked to whoever we want, and then he'll bring people out. But I mean, we're getting a wee bit ahead of ourselves here, you know, still talking about the game. Like, I think what we talked about as well was, again, Callum McGregor, like, well worth player of the year, you know. Because like, again, today, picking up the ball, driving it hard, you know, when Celtic were behind, he was the man who just showed the way forward. He just never stops, you know. He never stops. He's such a good player, you know.
Well, we spoke about Callum, okay, we spoke about him, and we said that, you know, when he stepped into Scott Brown's shoes, okay, they were massively big shoes to fill, and Callum just eased into it. And there were some question marks over him being the captain,
right?
But I think he's proved any doubts wrong.
No, I'd say so. I mean, like he's not as much of an in-your-face player as Scott Brown. I don't think he's quite so much of a talker, but what he's got is far more talent than Scott Brown. You know,
he leads by example.
He does. He showed like he's a better football player than Scott Brown. Scott Brown, I loved him, but he was a destroyer. You know, he was a destroyer. He could pick the ball up, he pass it short. It's slightly Lennon-esque in his mould, you know. But you know, Callum McGregor has got so much more in his toolbox, you know, in terms of passing, in terms of dribbling, in terms of shooting, all these things, you know. So, and you know, and you can have different types of captains. You can have captains who lead by being, you know, loud and aggressive and not giving the opposition an inch, and you have captains who lead by literally driving the team on in a footballing sense, you know, and that's what Callum is.
Lead by example.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm just saying it in a longer way.
Okay.
Just so it can look more intelligent, you know.
Oh, right. Okay. So basically, lead by example, which is what
that's what he said. He's going to cut, or the last minute he'll cut out. You know, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I was happy. O'Reilly got a goal.
Yeah, and a really nice goal as well.
Well deserved. Yeah, I mean, he hit the post the first time. Round, okay, right inside of the post. He could have gone anyway, but he came back out. And Gigi back there, baby.
I know. I mean, look, he's a goal scorer. You know, the boys like. I mean, look. First of all, let's talk about his body. You know, I always like to be a bit homoerotic in Sharky's podcast.
Hold on. Before talking about the body, right? We got Mickey. Okay, the owner of Finnegan's Irish Pub. Yeah, Mickey, come say hello at least. Yeah, he'll be here in a minute. Yeah. Okay, he's there with a mask on. What's he doing with a mask on?
Because he works in the bar and he's getting a lot of contact, you know. So
okay.
But you know, anyway, I want to go back to so Sharky starts his diet and gym regime on Monday, and again, I want Sharky to look like Georgios Giacomakis in 4 weeks' time. He's going to get his top off. You're going to see him with rippling muscles. So
I'm not too sure about getting my top off yet, but you know, I'm not too sure about rippling muscles. But I will be starting my diet on Monday and going to the gym, yeah.
No, but I mean, George, he's a player, you know, and it'll be interesting to see how this kind of goes, you know, because, in the future, you know, it looks like Kyogo's the preferred starter up front, yeah? But Giacomakis is a great player, and I don't think he'll be satisfied for very long starting on the bench, you know? So I don't know, it depends who they bring in, it depends what what kind of Ange wants to do in the future, you know. But I would love to see a place in the start lineup for this guy, but I'm not sure how it's going to happen, you know.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Ange did say that the two of them could play together. So
Yeah, and
you know, there's a possibility where Ange, starts the two of them together.
And they've got, the good thing is as well now, Champions League football secured, no qualifiers. They've actually got time to work in this shit, you know. The players can go off, they can have a nice holiday, they can have a nice rest, and then they can come back, and then Ange has got time on the training ground to say, okay, how do we get Kyogo and Georgios to play together? What formations have we got? What options have we got? Going into Europe, a big step up in level. How can we perhaps change our formation to be tighter at the back, to not get pumped by these kind of big teams, you know? So like, I think that's a great thing about this, having the league wrapped up now, and it is wrapped up. And you know, we've now got the chance to think about next year and how it's going to go, you know.
Matt, there is another thing I'd like to point out, which has nothing to do with our game today. You know, we've won the league. We've done the double. Excellent, fantastic result by Ange and the team. Especially, when you look at, and we've said this so many times, what he started with, and the fact that he was going to be sacked by December. You know, but you know, so many intelligent people that know all about football. Do you know what I'm saying? Talk about egg on your faces. Putting that aside, them lot down the road are on for a double.
No, I know. Like honestly, I could see them winning this easily. I mean, because it's not like they've been lucky. They haven't lucked their way to the final or something. They've played really well. You know, they've played good football. You know, and that'll be interesting as well. Like, if they win it, we've got Celtic and Rangers in the Champions League next year with a war chest of 30 to 40 million. So the league next year will be, in a way, more interesting, in a way less interesting, because this is going to create an even bigger gap between Celtic and Rangers and the rest of the league, you know, because they're both going to have that money coming in. But you know, I think it'll be super interesting, super exciting, and like to see who spends the money better, because we know Ange spends his money well. What we don't know is how Giovanni Van Bronckhorst spends his money. So it'll be interesting to see how his signings so far have not. No, did he come in after No, he came in after Ramsey and the boy from Man U, Diallo. No, or did he bring them in? He was after, wasn't he?
No,
I can't remember.
I think he brought Ramsey and Diallo. I think came before. I'm not too sure. I mean, I don't follow them.
No, but so you know, I mean, like,
you're asking me questions that I don't have answers to. Because I have absolutely no offence to them lot down the road and their supporters, but no interest whatsoever. But that said, obviously you're talking about the workings and the transfers and all that. But that said, you can obviously see the results. And they're there, so you're obviously going to follow the results. Now let's not get ahead of ourselves. One, they haven't won the Scottish Cup or the Europa League. But let's be honest. They're favourites to win both, I reckon. I
don't know about favourite. I would say it's 50-50 with Eintracht Frankfurt,
Eintracht Frankfurt are not doing that well. They're not a great team.
No,
how they
they're
got
not,
there, I don't know.
But look, the only thing I would say is that the fact that Rangers are there in that final makes Celtic's achievement of winning this league all the better, because this is the first time in over 10 years that Celtic have come up against a strong Rangers, and nobody can deny this is a strong Rangers team, and we've won the league. And that in a transitional season with a new manager,
and new players, practically a new team.
That is a fantastic achievement, I would say. And it's just like, we've gone toe to toe with Rangers all season.
And one manager of the year.
No, exactly. If you look at the 5 Old Firm games, two victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw each. So, and this is a team that's in the final of the Europa League that has beaten some big teams. It's like Joe Hart said in the last Old Firm game. He said Rangers are proper opposition, and I think he's absolutely spot on. This is the first league in a long time where you've got a strong Celtic and a strong Rangers going toe to toe for the title. And Celtic have won it, and it comes down to
after being 6 points behind.
It's amazing. I mean, it comes down to a couple of things. I think goal difference obviously played a difference. The win at Ibrox was the kind of real definitive win. If you want to look at the season, it comes down to that. I think that one result. We went to Ibrox, we beat them, we put that 6-point gap ahead, we demoralised them. Had we lost that game, had it been a draw, we'd be looking at a very different league. So I would argue that.
I don't know about that.
This hinges on. I mean, we talked about this like months ago, Sharky. We said it was going to come down to the Old Firm games.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that's
it
what
has a
happened.
great impact on it. But had we drawn against them, would it have changed that much? I don't know, because as Ange has always said, he just looks at every game.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, he takes one game at a time, and we never stop.
Yeah, and again, 30 games unbeaten now in the league. I mean, that's a tremendous achievement after like a really ropey start. Like I said, we lost to what, Hearts, Livingston, and Rangers, was it? I think.
Yeah.
We lost. We dropped most of our points in the first in that kind of first 5-6 games.
Yeah.
And then since then we've been on this tremendous run. And again, the defence is a lot tighter, a lot stronger.
Oh, absolutely.
Starfelt got a lot of criticism. I think being alongside Carter Vickers has helped. And Carter Vickers was a big candidate for Player of the Season.
Sorry to interrupt you. On Starfelt, if we'd lost the game today, Starfelt would have got a lot of grief for the goal they scored.
Well, I don't know. I don't blame him, because it was one of those ones where you could see his leg was just trailing and just played the guy on side. And it's hard, when everything's happened in a split second, his body's forward, he thinks he's managed to play the guy offside. It's that, had the ball come in 10 milliseconds later and the guy's offside, So I wouldn't criticise him for it,
They're looking for you, or
It's
they're
not.
looking for
It's
me?
not helicopter Sunday. That's all we're saying. It's just a helicopter, and that's the beautiful thing about today. It's just a helicopter.
It's a police helicopter.
Yeah.
They might be looking for me.
There you go, probably. Yeah.
I completely agree with you, but what I'm saying is, and it was never going to happen, but let's just look on the flip side. Had we lost that game today,
Right.
Starfelt would have got a lot of grief. The fact that we won,
potentially.
the fact that we won, okay, no one's going to say anything about it.
Well, I know, but
rightly so, because
and
he doesn't deserve to be
No,
criticised.
and I always feel sorry for defenders and goalkeepers, because your mistakes count for far more. If you're an attacker, you can make 5, 6, 7 mistakes
Exactly.
in the game, and on the whole, you're not going to be punished for it. Your team might not get a goal, but you're not going to lose a goal because of your mistake. But if you did, there's just way more pressure on defenders and goalkeepers in general, So, yeah, I think it's a bit unfair. You've got to be, well, not unfair, but you just, as a defender, you just got to be on your game all the time. You cannot make a single mistake, because a single mistake that leads to goal, and then actually the fans are on your back. So
I completely agree. And I'll go back to what you're saying. It's a bit of an anticlimax. Okay, yeah, we won. We don't have the pub full of supporters, which we would have loved. It would have been a different atmosphere.
Yeah.
I'm sure at the stadium it's just a party atmosphere.
Right.
I'm sure in Glasgow it's going to be a party atmosphere.
Yeah.
I'm well chuffed.
Yeah.
We knew we were going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, even after the game against them lot, we just knew it's going to happen. We've won the double.
Yep.
Okay. They have an opportunity of winning a double as well.
Yep.
We've said that. Okay, but they've still got games to win.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the opportunity. There's a possibility that them lot win a double, we win a double, and we're both in the Champions League.
Yep.
You know what? It'll be good to see which one of us, if we are both, goes further. And
Yeah.
I will rate our chances more than theirs.
You mean in Europe? You mean in the Champions League?
Yeah, that's what I said, Champions League.
I don't know. I mean, I would dispute that, because I think Celtic in Europe. When was the last time Celtic had a great season in Europe?
When was the last time Celtic had Ange?
Yeah, but they had him this year, and we still he's got, honestly, with
No.
he's got to adjust his tactics. in Europe.
No. He'd
Yes,
only
he does.
just got in.
But I think he needs to adjust his tactics in Europe, because we do not have at the moment, we do not have the quality of defenders to play that kind of game in Europe.
They needed, for the defence to gel. Okay, and it has done. So,
Right.
personally, I think we will leave our mark in Europe next year.
I think potentially yes, if we get a massive upgrade in left back, and and get Juranovic back in, a massive upgrade in left back can make a big difference, and we'll see. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. But anyway, on the defence, yeah, and on the fact that you was very, very critical towards Kennedy and Strachan.
Yep.
Okay, you wanted Kennedy out. This was the first video that I did.
Yeah, you keep bringing it up.
Okay, I don't keep bringing it up at the end of the season.
But more than once.
Yeah, and we won the Scottish League Cup,
Yep.
and we won the practically Scottish
Yep.
League.
Yep. What's your point, caller?
So, what is your opinion now of Strachan and Kennedy?
I think they're probably still rubbish, but Ange is just a stronger leader. No, look, I don't know. Like, my theory was based on the simple fact that we changed managers, and even though we changed managers, the defence was still ropey, right?
At the beginning.
At the beginning, but across several managers, and honestly, I think we'll see.
Best defence in the league.
In the league, yes, and I think remains to be seen how we defend in Europe next year. And I think this is if we're going to stumble in Europe next year, it's going to be our defence. And I think that's where investment is needed. I think we need, like I said, massive upgrade in left back. I think Carter Vickers definitely is a great player. I think we need an upgrade in Starfelt. I think he's good enough for the SPL, SPFL, SPFFFFL. I think for Europe, Starfelt's not good enough. He's a good player. I think if we could, we're getting 40 million coming in. We're not going to get another Van Dijk, right? But we want somewhere. Well, who knows? But I think an upgrade in Starfelt, an upgrade in left back to really strengthen that defence, and we'd be looking very good for Europe next year. But I just think Starfelt is going to make mistakes next year. He's going to get put under pressure, and better teams will take them.
All right. Well, we'll see next year when it comes to that. Now, the last question before we go, yeah. Mm-hmm. The board.
Yeah, we've talked about it before.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, you weren't happy with it.
No. Go back and watch the videos. I always said the board did a good job. I never criticised the board.
But before this
No, never. No. I think people get. There he is again. He's back. The people get at the board, but this has been this club has had stable leadership for a long time. They've not invested perhaps as much as fans would have liked, but that's because they couldn't invest because I think in Little you forget so my son, when he was 6 weeks old, had a disease called pyloric stenosis, which basically means the pylorus muscle closes over and you can't digest any food for 4 days. He was dehydrated, he would have died if he didn't have an operation. It got fixed, and then from then on in he drank milk, a crazy thing because he had food panic. I think sometimes this kind of the board has spending panic because they're looking back and remembering when we always went under, and this memory of literally this club was on the brink of dying on its arse, and I think since then a lot of what the board does is based on that. They cannot afford to let our club be in that position again, and they're quite right to do so.
Yeah, but if you look at the success, that Celtic have had, I don't personally believe, that the board can be highly criticised.
No, not at all. Absolutely not.
So we agree on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well done to the board. Round of applause to them. Absolutely. Well, listen, with that, I think we're done.
Yep.
I'm not even going to ask you to give a bloody shout out because you come out with shite, yeah? So anyway, listen, if you like this video, please press like. Any comments, put it underneath. Mike, Shah, we're out.